Good morning. This is just a video just reminding you how to use a protractor. So we're going to point out a few important parts of our protractor, okay? It does have a ruler down here at the bottom. It's a 6-inch ruler, so it's a shorter ruler. It does have this black line right here. We're going to call that our guideline, okay? Because we're going to make sure that the guideline is what helps us set up our angles. And then we're going to have this little center hole right here. This center hole is where we make our tick marks when we do things on our guideline. And then all the way around here, you're going to see all of the different angles. So there's 10 degrees, 20 degrees, 30 degrees, 40 degrees, 50, 60, 70, and so on. You're also going to see on the inside here, you're going to see our metric ruler. But we'll talk about those things a little bit later on. So in order to use our protractor, the first triangle that we are going to create is going to be a 90, 45, 45 triangle. Okay, this is the triangle that we are creating for this particular project. So now what we're going to do, the first thing we want to do is we want to draw a straight line. Okay. Now, it doesn't necessarily matter how long the line is because we can erase part of the line if we don't want our triangle that big, okay? So then we're going to move our protractor, and as you see now we have our straight line. Now what we're going to do is this guideline that we just talked about, we're going to put this line over the line that we just drew, okay? And we're going to want to make sure that it's straight across, okay? And then I'm going to make a tick mark right here in that center hole that we discussed earlier. Okay? So the first angle that we're going to create is a 90-degree angle. And once we've made this tick mark, now we're going to find 90 degrees. So we're going to look all the way on our protractor and we're going to see that 90 degrees is right here at the top. So now we're going to make a tick mark here at 90 degrees. Okay, once we have our two tick marks, now we can remove our protractor and then we can draw a straight line to both tick marks. Okay, so there is our 90-degree angle. Since this is our 90-degree angle, there is our 90-degree mark. Now we still have to make the 45-degree angle. So now what we're going to do is over on this side, and again, we're going to line up the guideline. You have to make sure you line up the guideline on the first line that we drew. Okay? Going to line that up. And guess what we're going to do again? We're going to make a tick mark here in our center hole. Okay, now that we make a tick mark in our center hole, we're going to look for 45 degrees. Since we're going to be closing up our triangle this way, we're going to look for the 45-degree mark on this side, which is right here between 40 and 50. So there's our center tick mark. There's 45 degrees. Now, since we have that, the starting point and the tick mark, now we're going to draw a line that closes our triangle. And there's our triangle. And since we know this is 45 degrees and this is 90 degrees, we know since all the angles in a triangle have to add up to 180 degrees, we know that this has to be 45 degrees. Okay? Now, one of the other things also to remember in our project, especially in our construction build, is that each one of these sides is going to be 1/8 of an inch thick, but we'll get to that on the next video.